David, so we're here at Carrington, training on the way up to ahead of Stockport tomorrow. It's not a bad place for the players to be on the day before a game, is it?
No, brilliant. So I know the Man United under-21s coach, a great guy, Dave Hughes. So just put in a message, and he managed to get us here and to train in these facilities is inspirational, and to be around these and just to see Jadon then. Sancho's a brilliant lad. Just to see him and have those people walking around, it's got to inspire you to be the best version of yourself you could be.
Yeah, we've done it once before this season, haven't we? Training at Birmingham on the way up to Stockport County. How beneficial can it be for the lads just to be somewhere else, and especially when it's an elite environment like this?
Yeah, massive. It's what we all aspire to be and where we want to be, and if we ever make it, brilliant. But you need to see what elite looks like, and then when you do, then you know that you've got steps to go, and it should drive you on. We're really lucky. We spoke to somebody at Liverpool, so we'll train at Liverpool on Friday and see another one, and hopefully the lads appreciate the effort, because it's not easy to come to Man United. Not everybody gets to do it. So to come here and, like you say, to see Jadon Sancho, and I haven't seen him, well, I saw him at the back end of last season, but not see him for a little while is lovely for us all, because they don't forget where they've come from, people, and that's really class.
And what can you do today ahead of tomorrow? So what can you do in that short gap between Morecambe and Stockport?
So a lot of soul searching. I've looked back over all the sessions. I think there's probably an accusation in a small number of people that we played too slow and backwards and sideways, but that's never the game plan. It's never part of the principles. Have we been training it? And we have, but we're going to have to do better with that. We've watched a lot on Stockport. We watched them against Carrington, obviously done 3 or 4 games before that, so we've watched them, and then we've put together today's session to make sure that we give a good account of ourselves, definitely an organised account of ourselves, and to make sure we give the lads the best chance of performing possible. You
mentioned the sort of soul searching. Was it sort of the most difficult afternoon so far in many ways?
Yeah, because I didn't see that one coming. Not result-wise. You can win, lose any game. Doncaster, we absolutely hammered them, and they scored 2 worldies, and you lose. But to do it with the nature where a team didn't have to particularly play well, or they outran us, they overran us, they looked physically stronger, bigger. We didn't win a tackle, and then we're so slow with the ball, and I didn't see that coming particularly, not particularly after the Notts County game. And then I look at myself. This is why I take real responsibility, because as the head coach, it's always about you, because you can only look after yourself and try to prepare the players properly, and that's probably why I've gone back over, like, what have we coached, what do we go after. And then the last bit is I knew it would be tough. I keep saying I knew it would be tough when they come in, and after the transfer window shut, I think the bookies had us between 10th and 19th in the rankings, and I spoke to somebody really experienced in football who's at a very high level managing now, and he said, well, what you're doing is what was predicted, but that's not what I've come here for. I'm ambitious as an individual and ambitious for the club. We have ambitious owners, and what we're doing, and right now what I think I have to get across is, since I've been here, I've not had Geordie available much, 2 games, maybe 3 games. Jordan Garrick, Jacob Maddox, Callum Morton, Marcel Lavia played his first game since May. The list goes on and on and on, really, to be totally honest. Dabo, Troy's obviously getting up to speed now. So we haven't had any of them available. Now, we brought them in to really add to the group and bring up the levels of athleticism, physicality, quality, and they've not been around. And there's a hangover. There is a culture here of being a bit easily rolled over at the moment, and we got to do better to train the ones that are available, and they've showed they've got it in them, but they've got to do better, and myself, I've got to make sure I lead the group to make sure we're stronger and harder to beat, and that's not the case. So really, I've looked a lot more at myself, what I could do to help the players, because that's the most important thing as a head coach, and yeah, there's a few little bits, and then eventually we might have to have a short, medium and long-term plan. I wanted to come in and play this fast-flowing football, but we're not quite capable of that at the moment, particularly with all the injuries and players unavailable to us. And then it might be, how do we get to the medium and then add to the group, and in the short term, how do we make us more competitive? And that could be a change of shape, it could be a third in midfield. There's a few ways of doing it. And I've sat with Lewis and Lauren and Troy and Alfie and started to have those discussions. But if we move to a different shape, we need to train it. It cannot just be the change of shape is going to make a difference. It won't. It's consistent training over a period of time.